Hey y'all, welcome to Without a Candle. This is a space for real talk about spirituality, energy work, healing, community, and the very human mess of beginning. We're your hosts, Carla and Karlie, two rooted practitioners, shop owners, and lifelong students of the unseen, walking this path in real time with you. This isn't perfection or performance, it's lived experiences, honest conversation, and the kind of wisdom that grows both in the light and in the dark. So take a breath, settle in, and let's begin.
I feel like you're going into um, one of the seasons I'm coming out of,
Explain.
trying to be all the things. And it's having all the hats. Like all the hats are out there,
Yeah,
labeled of all the things that you want to do.
yeah,
And if you could just like snap your fingers and be through all the processes tomorrow
no,
and not look back,
yeah,
you would totally wear all the hats tomorrow,
yeah.
right?
I think I would wear all the hats per se. I think I would almost do what Sarah did, where she took all the hats and made one.
Yeah.
And like with the trading or with the counseling degree, with the energy work, with the Akashic records, with the sound healing. I know that sounds crazy, but like curating that into
Into a practice.
a practice of sorts, like
And that's
something that's truly
basically,
curated for somebody.
and we've had that conversation
Yeah,
because that's kind of sort of what soul strings is.
yeah,
Getting someone to understand that that's what soul strings is different though.
yeah,
But with our Reiki, right? Like you've been drawn to use other things in Reiki. I use other things in Reiki.
yeah.
So her crystal healing and using other modalities is
That's
not
Reiki.
different
Yeah, no.
than our Reiki
Yeah.
and using smudge or using the feather or using, stones with that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or aromatherapy, those
Yeah.
kinds of things. So essentially,
We're all doing the same
yes,
thing.
it's all a
just
curated practice because
Yeah.
it's intuitively led.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I think
So
the need for me, deep down, the need for the counseling background is because I don't want to do more damage. And I want to
right.
make sure that, like, I know I've gone back and forth with, like, having proper licensure
Mm-hmm.
after the fact, but it's more so having that education background and,
Yes.
like, verbiage and really being able to dig deeper than what I am doing now. Like, it's a very surface level, and that surface level comes from my experience.
Some different insight.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And different modality, different information, different education, me digging back into the masters of metaphysics, right? Like,
Yeah.
the things.
It's interesting to me, like, looking at how, like, your path and my path are so parallel but so different at the same time, because one, the end goal is the same, but the avenue taken is completely different, where you lean more into the metaphysic and I want to say spiritual because both of them are spiritual, but it's a different type. Does that make sense? Like, mine almost is what you have to go through to get to the point where you're at.
And that
We're like
sense.
the client. Does that make sense? Like,
absolutely. So
they need to go through all of the shit to get through all of the aha moments of enlightenment that you're leading. Does it, like, introduce?
I get that. So, and more of a clinical setting, I feel like is what you're seeking. Not so much. That's not like, exactly right.
Yeah.
But the informed.
Yeah. I'm trying to bridge the gap between. I think that's okay. This is really helping me, like, go through what I need to go
because
through.
we totally skipped our intro, but that's why we're gonna record an intro so we can just plug and play.
I am trying, and I really want to bridge the gap between people that find talk therapy as not something that works for them,
right,
And also the stigma around talk therapy, westernized therapy, like XYZ
Yes.
of how modern day, mental health clinic is,
Mm-hmm.
to a very individualized, more a personal, more a spiritual. Because clinical, when you're licensed, like you can't really be.
You have to be careful what you say.
Right.
However, do you see the magic behind that piece of things?
Yeah.
And this piece of thing and how it creates balance?
Yeah.
Because the same stigma doesn't this side of things excuse me. Doesn't this side of things have the stigma attached to?
Yeah.
So it's just balance.
And I feel like having both options will really be able to bridge the gap between those two different demographics needing something, right? And then especially getting into way down the road, the psilocybin practice of everything.
Yeah.
Having that background is only going to amplify that.
So do some digging on that side of things, because when I was digging on that, having licensure can hinder.
Yes, and that's why I don't want licensure. I just want the background.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just feed me all the information.
Yes.
And none of the legal shit where I have to walk the line.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
That's where I want. Yeah, I don't want a clinical background.
And that's why it would also be really cool to have someone that had a medical, even if it's just medical shit, the people that take your blood pressure and that kind of thing. Even if it's just
the nurse practitioners.
No, so before that, like way before
CNA.
that, we're getting their medical assistant. How they just they take the weight, they take the temperature, they take the blood pressure, they do those kind of things. Having someone with that information and play with that practice, or even that's you, right?
Yeah.
So if someone is going into a panic attack, how do we walk them out of that?
Right.
Because the journey is different with every person.
Absolutely.
And sometimes we do need those moments of anxiety and panic and what the fuck, moments of beliefs that cross over as soon, and those kind of things to break down some of that ego.
Right.
But
kind of how Sarah was describing, like when she was doing the chakra clearing, how you can have a pain that comes into your side quickly, but then also as quickly as it came, it goes away. You have to experience those anxiety
to know what they are
moments too.
And how often do we see that? Like it's
all the time.
Crazy.
Yeah, all the time.
It's kind of
crazy. And that's why I feel like I'm at a crossroads with this, because it's like, well, I'm already doing this, but I know that if I just take that extra step, it's going to just amplify what's already being done.
Yeah.
I not that it needs extra value, but I think it's going to add extra benefit to the client.
So in moments of discovery, because this is what this is. That's what this journey is. It's like sorting out the spaghetti noodles or something. I don't know where that came from, but it's like, okay, here's a piece, here's a piece, here's a piece.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what this discovery to come is. Because not long ago, I was dead set on, there was definitely something over there for a second.
Okay.
Anyway, squirrel. I was dead set on doing the massage therapy thing, right? Because my human self thought that that was the next piece. When realistically, finishing what I started has become a solid message, right? Yeah. So there's several programs that I've started out of excitement and out of trying to discover what that next piece is.
Yeah.
That I need to finish the things I started. Yeah. So that tells me that one of the things I started is the next piece. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So what does that look like for you? What's that next piece?
I guess I'll figure out which one's finished first.
Okay.
Whether it's the mastery class, whether it's, one of the other development classes.
The Master of Metaphysics, how would that amplify what you already do?
it's a deeper, I don't want to say hidden, but it's a deeper understanding of some of the ancient text,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And so, specifically in this season, these conversations, the Bible. So,
Yeah.
not just what the biblical text says, but what it means to those that can hear and see it. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
But that not just, so there's the Bhagavad Gita, which is a Hindu text, right? Which is a more, takes a little bit more intellect and understanding to digest. But that and the Quran and all of these ancient texts have very similar messages. And the new theory behind, from what I've listened to the last several weeks, is that the regions that got those different texts were based on, and I'm sure there's a better way to explain this, was based on their development.
Yeah.
For what they could understand.
Yeah.
So Hinduism is a way more ancient practice than Christianity. So that ancient text serves that region and those that practice and visit that region and choose to study there. It's deeper. Like
Yeah.
there's more understanding than what I could comprehend and understand in this season or this life.
Wow.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And sometimes I struggle regurgitating things. But that there's more to the story.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the iceberg that you can see this much.
But then
And
there's so much under the surface level.
And I still struggle. You know, today's video I was watching again, there was a conversation of God. And so my knee-jerk reaction was, what the fuck? You know, we didn't sign up for this. And I had to remember his description. So God of your understanding, God, you know, within you. Does that make sense? Not just this grandpa in the sky.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm still, sometimes it still feels like I'm swimming through mud, for lack of better terminology.
Yeah.
Because that knee-jerk reaction of religious bullshit is still sitting.
Well, and the fact that, like, in this season for the collective, for a lot of us, Christianity is a very hard topic because of how it is evolving, especially like last year, this year. Like, it's really like accelerated.
The pieces that we see.
Yes. Yes. And it's really taken away from what the religion of my understanding actually is.
Yeah.
And it's sad for those that believe that and follow a Christian path. I sat with a woman yesterday that is Christian in my readings, and she wants to be a tarot reader and she wants to do all the things. And I was like, well, why not?
So she is on the verge of that secret understanding.
Yeah, for sure. And
that's all.
And it wasn't so much that she didn't feel like she wasn't Christian.
Right.
It was more so like the people that have turned Christianity into what it is.
Right.
And like, how is she gonna be seen? And I'm like, you're gonna be seen.
Yeah.
Like, but that doesn't mean your practice is wrong.
Yes.
You know? So,
and there's a lot more of, you know, the beliefs that I've shared that we are our higher power, you know, that we are our own. Anyway, it's a lot, but I'm seeing that and I'm hearing it worded differently than what this mortal mind could explain 2 years ago. Does that make sense? So something else I struggle with is not sharing, right? Because typically before, if I hear something cool, what do?
You automatically make a post about it.
Yes, like I blast share, remembering that not everyone's ready to hear, you know.
Learning who the audience is so important when you are in a season of transformation because there's so many people that aren't.
Yes.
And they're just like,
they don't get it. Like we think they're crazy.
Yeah.
Or they think we're crazy.
Yeah.
Because they can't understand.
Yeah.
And so that's tricky.
Or wanting people to transform with you.
Yeah.
This was part of a conversation that I had last night with somebody.
Okay.
Of me wanting the growth so bad because I'm experiencing it. Like, I want the growth so bad for this person because I know what it's like on the other side.
Yeah.
And and I feel like I'm not even on the other side. I'm past where I started, obviously. It's been 5 years, but I need to stop wanting this person, the collective, the group, like, however, everybody to want it just as bad because I didn't know that I needed it until I had to go through a radical
So the vision
situation.
I got, this gives me cold chills. The vision I got was of little Karlie walking through a dense fog. But then as you grow up, the fog becomes less dense.
Yeah.
And you're able to see
Yeah.
the other side just a little bit more clearly.
Yeah.
Oh,
And like the fact that I'm gonna cry now too. But the fact that like I can see so much clearer and I can feel so much deeper and I can let go of things so much quicker and not be so rough and rigid because I'm scared in that fog. I want that for this person and I want that for so many other people in my life. And I need to stop being so hard and emotional when it's not happening.
And I feel like just to pull these things, together, of the spiritual versus the physical, mental, emotional side too, is that it's not much different than trying to explain to someone why they need energy work.
Yeah.
Right? Like we have these individuals that cross our paths all the fucking time with these life turmoil situations. And it's like, just come lay on my table. Yeah. Just come sit in my chair.
Yeah. Do you know how many people yesterday I talked to that I was like, you would benefit from this. You would benefit from this. Do your research. If it resonates with you, go like seek out a practitioner in this. The amount of people that sat with me yesterday and the amount of people that walk through that door daily, and they hear you, but they don't hear you.
Yeah.
Right? For those just listening.
The eyes that can see and, those that have the eyes can see and the ears to hear. So yesterday you were that bridge, like Sarah had mentioned, right? I don't need to do all the things, but here's the people that can do all the things.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It's so frustrating to want to shake the shit out of someone, like, just do the things, right?
And so here's another concept that my last client of the night, she's in this liminal space of transformation's happening, it's coming, but she feels like nothing's happening also. And she's like, because she has always been told that transformation has happened in radical situations.
Yeah.
And so the radical situations bring these profound aha moments for these people. And she's like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I haven't had a radical moment, but I still feel off. I've been doing all these things. I'm not having these profound moments. And I said, well, that doesn't mean that you're not having a moment.
Reminding people that they can try too hard.
Right.
As well.
Yes. And so that was one of the things that I had mentioned. And I had said, you're probably one of the people that just know deep down that there's more and you're seeking it. You don't need a radical change because somewhere down your past lives or your soul's journey, you've already had that radical experience. And now you're just trying to get back to that in this life.
So I'm sure we've had conversations around compounding effects in one manner or another. Oftentimes life didn't get where it was overnight, and to change it back to where you want it to be overnight isn't.
No.
Not that it can't happen. Like miracles do happen. Major energy shifts and set of moments do happen. Like I do believe that. However you want to word it. But the compound effect.
Yeah.
So did we wake up today with a shop full of shit?
No.
Or did that happen with one box at a time, unpacking one box at a time,
literally,
as budget allows? Yeah. So how is that different?
Yeah. My spiritual journey didn't even start with me having a aha moment of there's more to life.
Yeah.
It happened with me having a panic attack on the way to work because of my infertility. And I pulled over the side of the road and just called the first therapist that popped up on Google.
Yeah.
And then from there, here we are. Like, it didn't start with, oh my God, I'm in church and like this didn't make any sense to
Right.
me. This started because I was physically broken,
Mhm.
right? So bridging the gap between that to my spiritual journey now, and it, it doesn't always have to be
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Guts and glory. Yeah.
Yeah,
Guts and glory.
it's baby steps throughout the way. Like,
And then a phrase that you use often is unpacking.
mm,
So you have these moments, and clients have these moments. I have these moments, not just you, Carly,
yeah,
right? But then we need to digest those
yeah,
moments.
yeah,
So, what did you see? What did you hear? What did you feel? And often sensations and feelings and those emotions that bubble just below the surface, those are profound moments.
yeah.
But you haven't unpacked the fine china
So,
and cleaned it and put it away yet. You're
right,
just like, what was it?
yeah,
And that's it. That's as deep as you go.
yeah. And how I was explaining the profound moment to this client
Mm,
was your profound moment is going to happen
yeah.
in all of the small mundane stuff, and you wake up one day and you're just like,
Oh,
oh, oh wow,
here we are.
yeah, like
Yeah.
that,
Just
that's what it is,
yeah.
you
Mhm.
know, like that's going to be your profound
Yeah.
moment. um
And
I
depending on your background, like it could have already happened, but you don't see
but
the
you're
grandioso of it
because
because yeah, you're desensitized,
yeah,
right? So if you've already been through some really dramatic, extreme life situations, then what would feel extreme and grandioso to me isn't going to be
yeah,
that big fireworks show for you
no, not at
because
all.
you've seen bigger.
Yeah, or you're expecting your experience
Mhm.
and your profound moment to be exactly the same as, you know, Sally
Yeah,
or Joe or Stephanie, and you want to react the same way they reacted. But your life
sometimes we
experience
miss
is
the
completely,
gifts. Yeah,
yeah, your life experience is completely different. You are a completely
mhm.
different person than them. So, of course, you're not going to experience the same
Yeah.
exact
And
profound moment.
appreciation is different, viewpoints are
Mhm.
different, perspectives different, spiritual understanding is different, spiritual comprehension is different
Yeah,
because understanding and comprehension is two different
yeah,
things. Um, but man, and it pulls together some of those things. Like there's been
mhm,
elders in our past are like, this person's talking riddles. Like, I don't
oh, yes,
understand. And then
yeah,
you start having these moments
yeah,
of a new understanding, or now I understand, right? And that's happening with a lot
yeah,
of the information I'm listening to and watching too, is
yeah,
that I may not understand the first video or the first whatever documentary, but by the time I get to the third one, the first one makes a little bit more
yeah,
sense. Two and three still doesn't, right? It's so
yeah,
weird.
yeah.
And I think that's what's frustrating because, like,
Okay,
I want to know now.
yeah. It's like so kind of the same experience with this book I'm reading. I was telling you yesterday, total waste of my time. I'm reading this
Yeah.
because I feel like I already know what it's teaching and it's very surface level.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I need deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And so the fact that this is surface level to me, I feel like I'm even more confused now
Yes.
because like I know there's deeper, so
Mm-hmm.
why can't I find that deeper?
Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
maybe
Or
you
maybe I'm just
needed
not
to
comprehending the deepness in that book.
maybe you needed to hear and read what surface level is to you.
Maybe,
So when you do get the next one, I mean,
maybe,
even if it's a small nugget in there that you needed, right? Now you can build on that
right.
because you truly understand what is surface level to you. To
Yeah,
see the soul, I was like that with a lot of the book. I'm like, well, this is common
no,
wisdom. I'm going to
yeah,
use the word wisdom because I
yeah,
don't feel like it's something I learned in this lifetime. I feel like it's something that is just kind of there for,
for you, yeah,
which is weird to explain.
okay,
Because yeah, I get
yeah.
that.
I just, I've been having a hard time picking that book back
Hmm.
up and finishing it, but I know like I probably should and
Yeah.
honor that. So, I do want to add that in the conversation I had last night with this individual, I've come to realize that my definition of journaling and what I've been saying to people are different than what I actually mean.
Mhm.
So when I'm telling people in their journey, like, hey, journal on your experiences. And I tell them, like, I'm not talking about like journaling for the sake of like writing a novel or, profound paragraph or like whatever. I'm I honestly just want you to document. I want you to put the date. I want you to put your emotion. I want you to put like your first thought down. Like just jot notes. So I'm going to start changing that verbiage on how I describe that to people because, again, kind of like therapy, people are like, "Oh, journaling doesn't really work for me," and I'm like, I don't want you to journal. I want you just to document. That way, in the little mundane stuff, you have something back to go reflect back on.
Yeah.
And find all these profound moments that you didn't.
That's been something that's brought to my awareness several readings ago with Matt. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's like documenting things. Mm-hmm. That way you can see all the things. Mm-hmm. Because there's things that happen that I no longer can see. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's weird. Because like I pass through pictures occasionally, and this previous sentence I was talking about energy exchange or appointments and those kind of moments. But even in the shop, like it's tricky for me to see what it was, 3 months ago, because in my mind, it's always been like this.
Yeah.
Like I know that's not true.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Okay. Anyway, I'll figure that out later. But it's hard to me imagine the things like with the shelves or here.
Yeah.
So in my practice, it's hard for me to remember how simple, it's still important, it's still profound, that early Reiki session was without all the extra things. Yeah,
for sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Just getting back to the basics and like understanding that the basics is where all that profound stuff happens. And now you're adding all this
whatever
stuff.
I'm told to do.
Yeah, because that's just where you're at in the practice now.
Yeah. So early on in my practice, and this may help you when you're discovering other things to pull into your practice, whether it's Reiki or whatever, there were things that I wouldn't do, even intuitively guided to do, because I didn't discuss it with the client. Does that make sense? So like early on, if I wanted to use a singing bowl at the end, I wouldn't, because would that freak them out? We didn't talk about the option of instruments. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it's tricky to explain that to a client or to mention that to a client before the session, because I also don't want them to expect a drumming session at the end, or I don't want them to expect the Tibetan singing bowl at the end, or I don't want them to expect, feeling the feather at the end, right? So how do you brainstorm that?
So honestly, since I've been called with the tuning forks, I don't use them often, but it's part of my like settling in like chat beforehand of I am intuitive led, and intuitive led can mean I work on one half of your body and then decide where to go after that. Intuitive led can mean I grab the tuning forks and use those. Sometimes I'm led to do this, and I explain it the same way of how I explain the sensations that they may or may not feel, because you can experience any of these, but that doesn't mean you're going to experience all of them.
Yeah, or none of them.
Or none of them at all.
Just be energy in the room. Well, it's always energy in the room.
Yeah. So I leave it like that when since I've been called for whatever reason. I haven't figured that out yet.
So I'm not sure who I was working on this morning in meditation, but I had a visual of working on someone that was face down on the massage table with the cradles, with the face cradle and arm cradle, and that I was working on their back.
Interesting.
So that's different, right? Because in the middle of the session, do you say, okay, hey, we're going to roll over. I want to work on your back, right? Yeah. So crazy.
So why not?
Or maybe I have some clients that are more comfortable on their belly.
Yeah.
And maybe they want to start on their belly.
I know I would. I just pass out.
Would you?
Oh, yeah. I know. Because I sleep on my stomach.
Yeah.
So I know and I've fallen asleep on your table just on my back. Imagine.
So Karlie just signed up to be a guinea pig next Tuesday or whenever.
I could do that.
Remind me.
Yeah, so I mean that's how I would do it. That's
I'm
how I've
more
been doing
comfortable on my belly.
it. Are you?
Absolutely.
I wonder if more people are, because I've been feeling like a lot more people have been asking for things under their neck
Okay,
recently.
yeah.
So maybe if they're on their
belly,
it would be more
and we still
comfortable.
have that head cradle and that arm piece in there.
Yeah, let's workshop that.
Okay.
Man.
And so that's why we don't plan these things, because, you know, the brainstorming,
Yeah,
I think, is so much more beneficial.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
We need another brainstorming session. Wow, that was weird. Someone just said maybe not. But that's different too, right? Because you enjoy food
Yeah.
on your journeys, and I enjoy fasting on my journey.
So usually when I go into it, it's very ritualistic, and I'm very mindful about how I consume them and what I had beforehand. Do prepare myself the same way I prepare myself for Reiki.
Yeah.
It's not until I'm coming out of it that I'm like, now I can eat.
So that's probably the grounding aspect of it then. You know, when you mention that's when you're coming out.
Yeah.
We need
substance. We
need something to help us ground.
Yeah.
Mine is mac and cheese that wrecks my guts.
Mine's always the vegetable lo mein. I still won't eat meat when I'm coming out of it. But yeah, the vegetable lo mein.
And that sits differently now after the last several conversations, because you've heard about the vibrations of things before.
So it was really interesting the way that she was. So we're talking about Sarah and her podcast to come.
Yeah.
Wait until season 2. But the way that she was just talking, and it's not that she described it any different than I've heard before, because it was very simple.
You had ears to hear.
I did I heard it this time. And it just sat with me different. And you know, like I've never been a huge meat eater anyway. Like I don't mind meat. I just would rather have vegetables. But yeah, it just sat with me different. And then I got the realization of how I've stopped buying meat from like the big box stores and have been getting it like so local. It's pretty much my backyard.
Yeah.
Like local.
Right down the street.
Yeah. And the way and I started like processing, I kind of tuned her out for a minute because I was like thinking of like, oh wow, I can really tell a difference in my body physically of like me eating that hamburger or me eating that chicken. It's not messing with my guts. I don't feel like I'm having any discomfort anymore. Like I don't feel bogged down. Like really just heavy and just I can't do anything.
Understanding of energy imprints just kind of sits differently.
Yeah.
So there was a local farm stand kind of situation that I had gotten some things from. And while yes, it was still different than the box stores, there was still something not right. And as I learned more about this person, it changed things, like their energy. So if they're consistently carrying this energy, then they're processing and tending to things in that same murky energy.
So, and all they're doing is transferring.
Yeah.
And just transferring it onto the animal.
Everything. Yeah.
Animal to us.
And that's how we end up with psychometry. Yeah. You know, the energy imprints, right?
That's crazy. So speaking of energy imprints too, this was another thing that she had said in that same conversation of how like, and I know we've talked about like the things we consume, whether that's what we hear, what we watch, what we eat, like, right? So when she was talking about the TV and like how she doesn't watch TV anymore, I didn't realize, like, I don't watch TV.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that I didn't watch TV.
Right.
Until she said that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't seek it. I don't crave it. I don't have a favorite show that I'm like, oh, that has to be on. I used to play one of my old favorite shows just as background noise all the time. And I don't even do that. Like a podcast, I'm comfortable in the quiet. I never used to be comfortable in quiet. Yeah. Music, I love putting just music on at home.
And you like instrumentals too.
I love instrumental music. Give me a good jazz. I'll listen to the jazz and
the
piano
cozy
music.
jazz that puts me to sleep. Like, she's just chilling and working. I'm like, I'm gonna sleep all day.
That's my like. Hell, I'll even put on like Beethoven and
Mm-hmm.
Bach and stuff for the baby.
Yeah.
Like I'll put on like that type
It changes things,
yeah.
right? Because even at that age, what they hear, what they're exposed to, and the emotions around that, you know. So,
Yeah.
man, yeah, I mean, that theory to me about what they hear and consume goes back to even in utero. You know, like if the mom's life is in chaos, then they're still experiencing those shifts in emotions and hormones and that kind of thing. And then to the point to where when they can hear in utero, like what is their diet like, you know?
Yeah.
So that was one of the crazier things with the kids. Okay, do you want to share?
That's probably why he's a picky fucking eater. Because she ate takeout every single day. Ate takeout every single day. She used like she craved apples. He loves apples. He'll eat apples like crazy. Like applesauce, regular apples, like anything with apples in it. He'll eat it. Apple juice. But that's probably why he regressed.
I know.
And then I was having a conversation with somebody this morning, driving in actually, about his night terrors and the imprinting from bloodlines, imprinting from like his bloodline, and then like not just past life because I've been so on like, oh, his night terrors are past life, and they were like, he didn't come from you, he came from other bloodlines, like you have no idea what they experienced, and I was like,
but you. Not that you know so much in detail, but you kind of do. Like, you kind of have an inkling of how yucky some of those situations were.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know firsthand. I just know some of the emotions that you would come in with when birth mom, was dealing with some of those situations and how heavy that felt and how you just wanted to get her through that and, you know, those kind of things, right?
So
but yeah,
that imprinting changes a lot. And that's where energy work comes in.
Yeah.
Right? So then they were like, have you done Reiki lately? And I was like, I don't do it as often as I used to, but I'm going to start on him again.
Yeah.
And then it made me realize too that I'll have access to Akashic records soon. And so how is that going to change how I can better help him through all of this trauma?
My personal like gut response to that is be careful working on those close to you. Like you might still want to leave that up to your Akashic records practitioner.
Yes, and I don't want to just go in and play if it's not mine to play it. But if his guides and it's told that it's okay, right, somewhere, whether it's me or somebody else, somebody give me something because watching that baby child breaks my heart, having night terrors. It was traumatizing watch. It was like, it was so weird because, you know me, I'm an observer. Like I have to watch and I have to analyze like what's going on. At one point, I'm just sitting up in his bed, just watching this child just like bawl into himself and kind of like crawl away and like get away from something that is actively touching him. And he's tucking his feet inside of him and he's tucking his arms in and he's saying no.
And it could be one of those things like where I'm human. We just had a human conversation about trauma in utero. But as you're pulling in, like as I'm visualizing a body do that, does that not feel like in utero?
Yeah. That also crossed my mind too. Maybe it's the adoption trauma. Maybe it's him trying to find that.
Where there were some not so amazing conversation that birth mom had and some not so amazing situations that she was in. So what if that literally is him, not in a path? So there is some beliefs there about when life, right? And so a lot of teachings believe that that's that first breath, right? However, if you really want to dig deeper, the practice of breath starts in utero. So again, that creates some gray area. Like, what if there was a fight? You know, what if he was curled up in utero as this fight was happening, right? So I don't know. There's a lot there.
I know, it's so much to unpack, and there's so many different variables. And I'll probably never know, and he'll probably never know because as he gets older, obviously that's something that he's probably going
That's
to.
a bittersweet thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
that he's probably just gonna not remember, but he'll probably remember, right? But man, nights like that, it's just so hard. Even Reiki would help me because I
So,
try
does he have a favorite teddy?
a car, multiple cars. He doesn't really flock to the stuffies. He doesn't really flock to like a security blanket.
And maybe he doesn't need to understand why, or maybe he doesn't need to love it. But I'm literally seeing a tan corduroy kind of weighted.
So
that was a weird twinkle.
The day he got adopted, like his finalizing day at court, they let him go in a room and pick out but he was only 4 months old.
Right. So who picked it out?
Asher picked out a gray corduroy elephant that is a weighted stuffy.
There you go.
And he has it in his bed. Yeah. He sleeps with that, but he doesn't cuddle it. Yeah. And I do bring it close to him in moments of like him turning in to try to get him to like cuddle up to something. And
so like, what if that's your Reiki surrogate?
Maybe.
Like for him. Oh, that was weird. Soon you'd be like, what the fuck? You just, yeah. And that was, a moment of, if you guys can see, it's not.
It's emotional.
It's odd too that sometimes you don't feel it, but it's just that confirmation. Yeah. So this is a moment of confirmation where you're like,
here's your validation.
What the fuck, right? And so I'm supposed to say thank you instead of explaining.
Because you were there that day, but you went outside.
Yeah.
And everybody went outside. And me and Jamisa and Daniel had stayed so Asher could pick out that toy for Weston.
Yeah.
And then we met everybody outside. So you wouldn't have known.
I mean, I probably wouldn't have remembered. 2 years ago now? Yeah, I don't remember that shit that long. But thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because that's easily one of those moments where you could have had that little twinkle, that little aha moment. And you didn't have to share that.
Yeah.
So that's part of the journey too.
So that's a moment that Matt wants you to document. Thanks, Matt.
What episode is this? Document it right here. The moments where I'm like, I need a GoPro to see all the crazy things, but I appreciate that. That's your Reiki. Yeah. That's your Reiki surrogate for Weston. So in those moments where you're home by yourself today, maybe after you saged the house.
I was thinking of getting some cedar today and using that to really.
It's such a beautiful, cool day.
I'm gonna open the window and just really set intention and do my words again and just kind of let the house breathe. It's needed.
So at home, where do you do your meditations?
Usually in my room. If I don't want to be outside.
Gotcha.
If I do it outside, it's in front of my 3 trees.
Gotcha. Is that tricky for you because of the sacredness with your practice to do that in a bedroom, in your room?
Not necessarily, because we don't do anything in the room. Like, we literally just go in there to sleep. Everything else is set up in that space for my sacred journey. Okay. Yeah.
And I'm very much like that in my room too. Like, there's no TV, there's no.
I have a TV in there, but we don't use it. Like, it plays my music. Okay. And that's it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like, I'll sit and, like, I have my books in there. Actually, I have it's kind of like a coffee shelf. Mm-hmm. So it's got like a cabinet and then shelving and then like I call it like a work shelf where you would have like your coffee.
Like a little hutch or something.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
I have one of those in my room too.
Do you?
Yeah.
And so it's got all of my workings in it, my books and my cards and my other runes and that like main space isn't where I actually do my work. That is actually my ancestral altar. So I have 2. I have my ancestral altar, and then my big dresser is my working altar.
Excuse me.
And like, where I do like my prayer and like all of my things with my deities, and so it's set up very, it's kind of like a duel. Like, we'll go to sleep, but
Yeah.
don't mess with my stuff.
Right.
Yeah. And then outside, I don't have anything outside except I just have a specific place that I sit with my trees because I've got the weather mated and crow.
Yeah.
I love those trees. Interesting watching them transform. I feel like they change physically so much every year.
Yeah.
As like, and it's so weird. I don't know how to explain that on a different level. I know. I don't know how to.
Energetically.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not sure how to articulate that so others understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
That. Well, energy does change, you know, things. We notice when someone may be the same physically as they were yesterday, but we notice their energy.
Oh, what about the individual? They have since moved and we haven't heard from them for a long time. But when they were in that transition era of coming and going, and then we finally realized that they weren't coming back, it was almost like this individual like jumped timelines. Like they were the same person, but just slightly.
Are we talking about a situation where there was a health scare as well? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we knew.
Yeah. And it's so weird because it's like you can't really articulate the change, but you know the change is there. And I don't even think this person knew.
At that time, no. Because there were still conversations about being back.
Yeah. Yeah. So
anyway.
I don't even know what to title this episode. We'll figure it out. But I think it was a wonderful episode. I feel like it was very enlightening.
I'm sure there's conversations that we started and didn't finish.
Yeah, typical.
That's okay. Whatever happens today is what we needed today.
For sure.
And so whatever continues to happen today is still what we need.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's important today.
Post tomorrow. So we'll see what the collective has to say.
I haven't done a solo still.
Okay.
I feel like it's, you know, and I've shared this with you.
I think I still have a couple of yours anyway. So.
And they weren't long anyway. They're like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So maybe, you know, through this, if you find a special 5-minute blip, you know, that can just be that blip too. But I don't know, like I'm envisioning now, you know, because I know you've got to be here for a little bit today and you've got some other things that you've got to do. But the house is empty, minus the dogs. So, like, I can already see you at home cleansing space and finding somewhere to lay in meditation and recharging that little bear. And where's his first stone? The citrine. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it's up on his shelf. Yeah. I have it up on his shelf.
Maybe tuck that in his bear somewhere.
Okay.
Make a hole, shove it in.
Well, it has a pocket.
What?
Yeah, so it's essentially a little. So on the back, it's Velcro it said pouch to be in the back, and I took it out.
Yeah.
So there's a pouch there.
Can't make that shut up.
No, you really can't.
So, because even that day was kind of weird. You're like, oh, that's his birthstone, and he's coming up on a birthday.
Yeah, the 7th. So, oh, God. I'll be too.
Yeah. Do you feel 2 years older? Wait. Do you feel 2 years more mature?
No.
I don't know why that was different.
God.
Like all the things.
I feel 2 years more tired.
Hey, but in a thankful, grateful way.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
Get to be tired.
I do get to be tired. It's a different tired than what I'm used to, or like what it has been in the past, and that changes things. It really does change things. I'm physically tired, not mentally tired, but I can still keep going for him. You know what I mean? Like he gives me so much energy while he's also depleting me.
Well, I mean, even more to today. Like, what a better gift to Weston than for you to go take a nap.
Yeah.
Like a good nap.
A good nap, and then maybe we'll paint his pumpkin tonight. Because we went and got pumpkin.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So, no, that wasn't supposed to lead into hunger, but I'm hungry.
I know.
So, we had a long night yesterday with lots of stuff and things.
Yeah, great conversation with people, good host and friend. good company on the drive there.
Lots of laughter.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that was great. I enjoyed hearing that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it helped the readings any, but they were heavy.
Yeah.
But not as daunting.
Right.
And I feel like the laughter
I'm just glad you weren't annoyed.
No.
At one point I'm like, shit, we're loud. She's right there.
Yeah, no. Yeah. We didn't. And that comes down to the practice that my mentor had taught me of outside things don't disturb you in the moment.
Oh, well. So maybe someday I'll meet that mentor.
I wonder who told me that.
And it's kind of true. We gotta move on. Is there any last words?
The first thing that came to mind was the collective needs to be more graceful with themselves.
Okay. More forgiving.
More forgiving, more understanding with where they're at in their journey.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are just frustrated and they're getting to a point where they're like, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know, that makes me a little sad because I don't, obviously, like, why would that pop in my head if it wasn't needed? No.
And I feel like those moments come in moments of exhaustion and where we are trying so hard, right?
Oh, we're also in a kind of, so one, the veil is thinning, right? And that means that we're transitioning into this liminal space of the dark half is coming, and people might be feeling that like I'm running out of time.
I embrace that. Like these dark seasons where I'm like, super recluse and like MIA for days. Yeah. I am feeding my soul. Yeah. I am allowing myself to watch the documentaries, to listen to the audios, and fall asleep listening to the audios.
Yeah.
So enjoy it, guys. Yeah.
Even if it feels like nothing's happening, something is. You just gotta open your eyes and it'll reveal itself when it's ready.
Do the damn things.
Yeah.
Stop trying so hard, which sounds contradictory. It's not. Yeah. Energy shifts when you commit to doing the damn things, right? And then, anyway, that's a lot. Just show up for yourself, period. Just show up. All right. So, that's what we have.
That's what we got. Yeah. Info will be in the show notes, as always. Please leave us topic suggestions.
And we'll read them, and then maybe not talk about them, but seeing them helps, right? Seeing them helps.
It does spark some stuff. So, technical difficulties for just a second. We're going to stop rambling.
Yeah.
And we're just going to say that we appreciate and we love you guys, and we'll catch you next week.
Thanks for listening. Yeah. We'll see you when we see you.
Cool.
Bye, y'all.
Thanks.
Okay, let's go eat.